Hey guys, welcome back to Living in the Mom Lane, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Mandy. I am super stoked to be sharing this week's What's for Dinner with you guys. I tried 3 new recipes this week and they were all delicious. I can't wait for you guys to watch, and I hope you try one of these recipes out, if not all of them. If you do try something out, please let me know down in the comments or tag me on Instagram at Living in the Mom Lane. I hope you guys enjoy. Tonight we are having Tuscan chicken skillet, and I will make sure I link this down in the description so you guys can get the recipe for that. And with that, I wanted to make a Caesar salad and I wanted to make my own dressing. So what you're going to need for that is mayonnaise, and it said a coarse grain mustard. This is all I had. I didn't buy any other. It is spicy brown mustard. I hope it'll taste good. You only need like 2 teaspoons. I may decrease it to 1 teaspoon. And Parmesan cheese, garlic, white vinegar, fresh ground black pepper. What's this here sauce? And olive oil. And I will link this recipe down in the description as well. So let's get started. I want to make my dressing first before I start in on the chicken, because I want to put it in the fridge and make sure it's nice and chilled whenever I make the salad. So the first thing you're going to do in your food processor is process the garlic until it's minced, and then you're going to add in the mayonnaise, mustard, ground mustard, vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, or what's this here sauce, and Parmesan cheese. And then you're going to begin processing this slowly, and then add the olive oil in while the machine is on. And you're going to process it until the dressing reaches your desired consistency. If you want to thin it out a little bit, you're going to add a little more olive oil at a time. To make the chicken, you're first going to season it with salt and pepper, and you're going to heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a large saute pan or a cast iron skillet over medium-high heat. Then you want to add the chicken and brown it for about 3 minutes on each side. You guys, this dish was delicious and it was easy to make. There's a lot of steps, but it's a 1-pan meal, and I love those kind of pans because you don't have a ton of dishes to do afterwards. So while the chicken is browning, I'm going to go ahead and chop up all the veggies that needs to be chopped so that it's ready to go, and you're not trying to chop them up while you're trying to add other vegetables and things. It's just good to have them all chopped up and ready to go. While I was chopping up the onions, I had my mushrooms soaking in my Thieves veggie and fruit cleaner, and I was using my OXO salad spinner to do that so that I could just pull the little strainer part out. After you've browned your chicken for about 3 minutes on each side, you're going to remove the chicken, put it on a plate, and then you're going to add the remaining tablespoon of the olive oil to the pan. You're going to add your sliced mushrooms in a single layer and brown those mushrooms, working in batches if you need to. and then you're gonna remove those mushrooms from the pan and set those to the side. Then you're gonna add the onion and saute those for about 3 minutes. Then you're gonna add the garlic and the sun-dried tomatoes and saute for about 2 more minutes. And then you're gonna stir in your oregano, thyme, beans, and your diced tomatoes and sugar. You're gonna put the chicken back into the pan and spoon some of that sauce and the vegetables over top of the chicken. And you wanna go ahead and cover that with a lid and cook it until the chicken is cooked through and the sauce is bubbling. So about 10 minutes or so. And then after that, you wanna return the mushrooms to the pan, taste it, see if you need some more salt and pepper, and then you want to serve it hot, and you can garnish it with parsley, which I did not do. And here I was just washing my romaine lettuce for the Caesar salad I was making, and everything was absolutely delicious. On this night, we are having Cuban picadillo, and this was absolutely delicious. And it's another one-pan meal, which is always a favorite. So what you're gonna need for this is extra virgin olive oil, an onion, bell pepper, 2 pounds of ground beef, garlic, crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, salt, black pepper, ground cumin, dried oregano, green olives, and raisins. And no, this is not keto. However, when I really think about it, a 1/3 cup of raisins, you're not gonna be eating that whole 1/3 cup. So you could leave that out and it would be a keto dish. You may want to cut back on the tomatoes because tomatoes tend to add some carbs to a dish. So now I'm going to saute my onion and bell pepper in the extra virgin olive oil, and I'm gonna do that over medium heat until they're softened. And while those are cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start chopping up my garlic, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the green olives as well so that those are ready whenever I need them. Next, I'm gonna add in the ground beef, and I'm gonna brown that until it's no longer pink, and then I'll drain the excess grease off of that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stir in the garlic and the tomato paste and stir all of that to combine. And while that is cooking, I am going to go ahead and start some rice in my Instant Pot. And then I'm gonna go back and add in the crushed tomatoes, the salt, pepper, cumin, oregano, and I'm gonna stir all of that very well. And then I'm gonna let that cook on medium heat for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna stir in the green olives and the raisins and serve it over white rice. Or if you are keto, you can just simply eat the meat mixture and not have the rice, or you could serve it over cauliflower rice. I am very surprised in myself for putting this next meal on the menu plan, but it is Mediterranean tuna salad. I do not like tuna, especially tuna in a can, but y'all, this tuna salad was absolutely delicious. What you're going to need is a red bell pepper, red onion, which I did not have, I just had a regular onion, a cucumber, albacore tuna, garlic, chickpeas or garbanzo beans, black olives, fresh parsley, salt and black pepper, extra virgin olive oil, juice of a lemon, and zest of 1 lemon. So basically, I just chop everything up. I'm going to put the red bell pepper, onion, cucumber, tuna, garlic, chickpeas, olives, lemon zest in a large mixing bowl, mix that all up, and then you want to drizzle the olive oil, lemon juice, and then season it with salt and ground pepper, and then garnish it with fresh parsley and serve it cold. I made a couple of tweaks. I ended up putting some cilantro in it the next day for my lunch. I added some cilantro, and using the 3 tablespoons of olive oil just wasn't enough. It just seemed really dry. So I ended up using some of my Olive Garden Italian dressing and drizzled that on top, and oh my goodness, it was absolutely delicious. And like I said, I do not like tuna in a can, but it was really, really good, super easy. Jason loved it. Isabella wasn't a huge fan of it. She likes tuna, but she likes just tuna, mayonnaise, and sweet relish. So she wasn't a huge fan of this. Amelia definitely didn't like it. She likes her tuna just plain or with a little bit of salt and pepper in it, and that's it. But I really liked it. It was very good left over. And like I said, I put the cilantro in it. The cilantro really gave it more flavor, and I loved it. This is definitely a keeper. This next recipe is by Pioneer Woman. It is the best chicken dinner recipes. What you're going to need is a cup of sour cream, garlic powder, seasoned salt, and I didn't have actual seasoned salt, so I'm just using the Badia Complete, ground black pepper, grated Parmesan cheese, and 3 pounds of boneless chicken breasts. So I have all of the other ingredients in my bowl, so I'm just going to mix all of that up. And first I want to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. You're going to use a 9x13 baking dish, and you want to spray that. I did not spray it, but it didn't stick, so I was good to go there, thank goodness. So like I said, you're just going to mix all of that stuff together, and then you're going to simply put your chicken in the 9x13 pan and spoon that mixture on top of the chicken. And then I left this step out. I didn't record it, but I did go back and fix it. After you spread the mixture out, you're going to sprinkle a little bit more Parmesan cheese on top of it, and then you want to bake it for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the chicken is cooked through. And then you're going to turn the oven on to broil and place the pan right under the broiler for 2 to 3 minutes until it's browned on top. I did not have to do that step because everything browned on top just as it was baking, and I served it with green beans and some broccoli bites. And for our last meal, we had shepherd's pie, and this recipe is super easy. So what you're gonna need for this is a pound of hamburger meat, a package of mashed potatoes. You can use Bob Evans or whatever brand you want to use, garlic, salt, cheddar cheese, a bag of mixed veggies. I don't like frozen green beans, so whenever I get mixed vegetables, I just get the ones with the peas and the carrots. I couldn't find one with peas, carrots, and corn, and I knew I had corn in my pantry at home, so I just went ahead and used a can of corn, and that worked just fine. So what I'm gonna do first is preheat the oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and brown my hamburger meat, put a little garlic salt in it. Once the hamburger meat is brown, I'm going to put in my vegetables, and while this is going, I actually have my mashed potatoes in the microwave. So once I do my mashed potatoes for about 5 minutes, I mix it up. I then put that meat and veggie mixture into a 9x13 pan, and then I go ahead and spread the mashed potatoes on top. I probably should have used 2 packs of the mashed potatoes, but 1 worked okay. But I do like to have the mashed potatoes a little bit thicker than what it was. It was kind of spread a little thin there. So then I sprinkle it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and I add the cheese and pop it in the oven until the cheese is nice and bubbly, and dinner is done. So that rounds up this week's What's for Dinner. I will have links to all of the new recipes, and I will type out the recipe for the shepherd's pie, and all of that will be down in the description. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you decide to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Give this video a thumbs up, and like I said earlier, don't forget to tag me over on Instagram if you make any of these meals. I would love to see what you guys make and how yours turned out. So don't forget to tag me at Living in the Mom Lane. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.